What's going on, everybody? This is an important broadcast with your brother Ja. What's going on? How you feeling today?
Oh, I'm doing well, man. I can't wait for this big show to take place, man, because we got some important information to share with a person that's just really he has a lot of wisdom. So I'm just chomping at the bits to get going. But I do want to say this. This broadcast can be seen every Wednesday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock in the Midwest and on the East Coast. And tonight we have a person that we've been trying to get on our broadcast for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but he's accepted the invitation, and this brother is going to be able to come on and talk to us. In fact, look like you have a subject, Chaz, that says "Journey with a Guru." What's all that about, Chaz?
Well, actually, this is all for this brother right here. We feel like he has a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and we just want to pick his brain and understand why he feels the way he feels and hear some of the situations that he's gone through.
Well, let me
Uh,
set it up before you bring him on, because first of all, this brother goes by the name of the Urban Griot. And a griot is basically a West African historian. It's a storyteller. It's a poet, a musician. It's a keeper of tradition. And I've just entitled him the Urban Guru because that's a teacher who has deep knowledge about a particular subject. And we say urban because that deals with the city. He's a city guy, man. He's a city man all the way. And last, I want to say this before you bring him on. Some of us are full of you know what. I can't say it on the broadcast, but some of us are
oh,
full of you know what. But this brother is full of wisdom.
yes, sir.
So, having said that, bring the brother on, Chaz, and let's talk to him. Bring him from the back, bring him all to the front.
Okay, here we go. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get him in here. What's going on, brother Mondrea? How you feeling?
Peace, peace,
What's
peace,
going on,
brothers.
Urban Griot?
Glad to
Peace,
have you on,
peace.
bro.
You
Yeah.
like, I am Black history around here, baby. And you are too. Like
Yes,
my
sir.
my
Yes,
God
sir.
brother says, we taking history, we making history,
Uh,
we breaking history.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Power to the people. Hooroo. You did.
Yes,
Peace
sir.
yeah,
all y'all. Brother Jahid, I so love you, brother.
yeah,
Brother
yeah.
Vermont, y'all so love, man. Y'all are the soldiers of this thing. Don't
Yeah.
take it lightly. You
Mm.
are in the driver's seat of informing our people the right way.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I
okay.
accidentally did something today, not even remembering that we were getting together.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
know, I went on one of them social media sites where everybody went to YouTube University and everybody is a expert now.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I saw and I cried when I was on that social media site because
Mm.
I'm listening to all of them people who look like me arguing with each other.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And if Massa would have came by, he would have been like, oh,
Mm.
they still doing it to themselves. I
Right.
ain't got nothing to worry. That's why they got the money and you don't, because you fighting over here about who connected to who, because who look like what to what, and
Yes,
but
sir.
you not coming together.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, brother,
We
we
are,
got we
I'm
got we
sorry.
got some. No, we're gonna let you. We're gonna turn you loose because we have some questions, and I'm sure you haven't heard of these questions, but these questions are dealing with life. So
Yes,
as
sir.
Chaz put the questions up, he's gonna read the questions, and you're gonna take it from there because we got about 10, 11 of them. So
Yeah.
in fact, let's go ahead and get him started, Chaz, because he's already wound up ready to go.
All right, here we go with number one. It says, "What does it mean to truly know yourself, brother?" What's your take on that?
Okay, so now we playing with words and semantics already because you know no can mean a whole lot of things. You know, it's what's to know something, what's to believe something, all of that. So we're gonna take all of that out for a second and just where did your education start with you?
Mm,
Why are you so frantic about you? Why do I love black people so much? Why do I love me so much? Because I know the history and the sacrifice of me. And I should be able to be incredibly charged, like the young folks say, I should be lit because I overstand, not understand, but I overstand who I am and the
Yes,
part
sir.
that I play.
Yes, sir.
Forget my know my purpose,
Right.
mm,
know
mm.
the work I'm supposed to do. And that's what it means to truly know yourself. I'm a griot. Griots are said not to, you can't teach one. They must be born. That's what our ancestors taught us. Them grandmamas who were storytellers while their husbands who became preachers, they were telling the story. We don't know how to do that anymore.
Mm.
Right.
So when you know that, it gives you a confidence. It puts a chip on your shoulder. You know, today was the first day of school for people, and I do it every year. I don't even have a car, but I go find myself a school and I watch young melanated people walk into the school and they look defeated when they walked in. How do I teach a defeated person? You
Mm.
can't. They can't receive.
Yes, sir.
And nobody's just excited, and it hurts because I'm listening to older melanated folk cussing each other out,
Mm.
Mm.
disrespecting each other. Your color is this. My blood, this line is that. I'm a FBA. I'm a Haitian. I'm a Caribbean. I'm a Native American. I'm an Aboriginist. I'm God's child. Take all the labels that you want, but I'm God's child. And that's enough. That means there's royalty in my DNA.
Right.
Mm. Mm.
My storyline will never change. It is so, and it only gets better because the more of us keep coming and adding to it, it only gets better. It's like a good book with no ending. Remember, there was an old TV show, an old movie. It was called The Never Ending Story. That's me.
Mm. Mm.
Never ending.
Chaz,
Well, I'm
you gotta
sorry.
be faster. Chaz, see you, Chaz, you messing us around. You gotta be faster with these questions because see, he's on the road. You can't slow him down now. You
Okay.
gotta come on with the question
Okay.
now.
Okay. Well, like we said, we glad he's got a lot of energy. He's energized today. But let me go ahead and get to the comments real quick. We got some people that checked in. Then we'll go back to some more questions. Sister Barbara Fire's in here. She says Hotel Kings. We appreciate her.
Peace
Brother
and
Ray
blessings.
Fire's in here. He says Black Power. What's going on, Ray?
Peace and blessings.
He also says know yourself globally.
Yes, sir.
And then Sister Mashana Fire's in here. She says hello. We appreciate that. Now, brother, let me get back to these questions for you for number 2. It says, how can a person discover their purpose in life?
You ever saw that movie Sherlock Holmes?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
we know he's a detective. He's a literally famous detective.
Yes, sir.
That's what you got to be. You got to be that for you.
Mm.
I need to understand that when black people got tired of really picking up that cotton, that we ended up getting the cotton gin. Everything that we had to use resilience for made it better for this world.
Mm. Cook,
We
brother, cook.
understood that there was no water coming to. Let's talk about Kemet for a second. We know what no Nile flowing through the pyramids, but it was them melanated people who used that water, just like we doing with making rice and all kind of vegetables. We bring the water to us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That was us.
Mm-hmm.
Why can you not be proud of that? But you got to study. You got to be surgical with your searching for yourself. You got to know, and when you do that, you get your purpose. You understand your purpose. You got to have a spiritual connection, whatever that may be. Call them what you will, but you must be connected because that is going to give you and open the door for your purpose. You're going to see what you was made. I knew
Mm.
I was not a mathematician.
Okay.
You wouldn't want me. Oh, I should be not saying this now because I do a ticket line, but I can count, Doc. But I know that's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be taking somebody's heart out. And I'm not supposed, that's not where I'm at. My job is to continue the story of telling the history, my purpose.
Mm.
And once you've got that, that's the fuel. If you ever watch Transformers, I'm real metaphoric, guys. But if you ever watch Transformers, they were talking about that spark that kept them going. Your purpose is the spark.
Yes, sir.
Mm. Mm.
Let me ask you this real quick. Now, if there's a young person that's going to college or went to the trade school or they are possibly going to the trade school and they say, Brother Mondrea, I'm lost. I'm real young. I really don't have my head screwed on tight. What advice would you give to a young person that's trying to find their purpose in life, but they haven't found it out yet?
We got to go back and we got to make amends with the relationship of our young people and our elders.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. I remember my grandmother. She was a lot. She was an old aboriginist. My grandmother was as dark as me with the lightest blue eyes ever from Louisiana, Doc.
Okay.
She knew it all. And remember, y'all old enough to remember when it thunderstormed in the South, y'all turned off all the lights.
Mm-hmm.
We all got in the dark and we sat in the front room. And what did we do? We sat at the elder's feet and she told us the stories of how we got over. We've been doing it forever.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But it's played out. I got so much tech, and tech takes over. You
Mm.
know, we do Chat GPT to even ask about God, and they still ain't got it right.
I was going to say there's a big disconnect between the elders and the youth in today's generation, brother. The youth do not respect the elders. The elders try to come and ask them a question, and the youth just shoos them away. And like you just mentioned, we have to mend that broken relationship, because if we don't, you're going to have a society that's just totally off the chain. And back in the day, the elders used to be able to put a good word in the youth's ear to humble them and slow them down. But now it's like you can't tell them nothing.
If you
Because
guys
of
are
your
watching this, go ahead,
your
brother. Go ahead.
TV, your technology, and all of that keeps saying you are better. I
Mm.
go back to the streets of Chicago where I'm from the South Side in the Wild Hundreds, and I go talk to. Look, I almost said the word, but I talk to them misguided melanated brothers.
Yes, sir.
I think that's the best way to call that. And they say they don't respect the elders because they believe it was the elders that left them in the dark. You know, old folk used to say, be careful if you go down that dark alley, because somebody gonna take you down that dark alley and whoop your behind in that dark alley. And they believe that we as elders have left them in a lurch, left them by themselves.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna have a pack mentality because I gotta live like a Pac-Man to survive now.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's why these little kids out here screaming and singing songs that they savages.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what a savage is.
Mm.
Let me introduce you to a savage. Let me introduce you to a culture that used to take melanated babies and boil them in oil. And they thought if they ate it, they would have the essence of the melanated person.
Yes,
That's a savage.
let me
They
go
used
ahead.
to take Africans and throw them in the swamp and let them be alligator food. That's a savage.
Yes, sir.
We sent bombs to Hiroshima and blew up the area. Them are savages. I'm not proud of that.
Yes, sir.
And how dare you take my hip hop melanated frequency flow and teach my children that they happy to be a savage? You right. Our elders did fall off.
Yes,
But
sir.
there are some elders who are here. And it's just our job to keep pushing back and let them know that the fathers, the mamas, the babas, we here. Those who hold the key, we are here. But now we got to mend it so we can start receiving. And I want to receive from, I love my 16-year-old. She teaches me so much. I learned from her how to maneuver all of this stuff, but I was able to instill in her, and y'all know my daughter, I was able to instill in her the power of us. And that's how we move through this.
That's right.
That's how we get here. But I need my young folk to come back to me. And and I'm so ready for everybody to leave these dang on schools. I almost cussed. I'm trying not to. I'm ready for them to leave these so-called public Catholic school. I'm so done because we're not teaching them what they need to survive.
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to rely on Walmart. I want you to rely on your backyard. I got a friend who lives in the Bahamas now. She always invites me down there. Y'all know I'm dealing with kidney and cancer and all of that. And she's like, and I went down and I hung out. She said, I want to show you something. She opened her backyard and you see all the fruits and the vegetables and the medicines in your backyard. You ain't got to go to Walmart for that. All you got to do is get up, put on some shoes and go in your backyard.
Yeah.
But why are we not teaching our kids that?
Yes,
Our
sir.
kids need to know how to plant. They need to go and know how to fix stuff. You said trade earlier. They need these trades. These are the things that turn into vocations that you can help the community. Still not talking about money, but I'm making you an asset to your community, your village. And if we are self-sufficient in the village, I don't have to go to Washington and I ain't got to go to Medicaid and I ain't got to go to these whack doctors when I got everything I need in the village.
Let me go ahead and jump into the comments real quick. We got a couple more. Sister Marie, she fires in here. She says, Hotel Brothers, we appreciate her. And
Oh,
then
tap.
Brother Ray fires in here. He says, you create your purpose. It's absolutely. You got to sit down, look in that mirror, get on that phone, do something to figure out what it is you enjoy and what it is that you have get enthusiasm about to actually create your purpose. Let me go ahead and jump into the next question here. It says, how do you know when it is time to let something or someone go?
Mm. Mm. I just answered that question last night as I let her go. When it's not good for your spirit, it ain't good for nothing with you. Just real. And because that question is mad close, I could slow down and really think about the fact that there's so many things that we fight on a regular as brothers.
Yes, sir.
There's folk who do not appreciate the melanin skin that we're in, and I'm fighting on every line. I got your answer why we don't get along because we don't know how to get along. We don't talk to each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we try to force ourselves in places that we were really not meant to be in.
Mm.
Overstand when you're not wanted and be good with that and move on.
Yes, sir.
That's
You
it.
are
Because
listening.
then
Yeah,
the
you are
tears coming
listening.
out now. We good.
Yeah, you are listening to Journey with the Guru on Adults Only, Real Conversations. This broadcast is entitled Adults Only because these conversations that we're having are adult conversations. And boy, you on a ride tonight with this guru, and this brother is giving us information, this griot. So again, Chaz, keep them questions coming and let this brother flow. So if anybody say something wrong with y'all tonight, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm in school. I'm
Yes,
learning.
sir.
I'm in real school tonight.
Yes, sir. Like we said, we appreciate this brother's energy. He came on and was a man of his word. And let me go ahead and put up a little quote I found on Google here. It says, sometimes the best way to be happy is to learn to let things go
Mm.
instead of trying to do the hard things that hold on to you that are no longer good. And that's what we just talked about literally a few seconds ago. Sometimes these things are hard, but like this brother just explained, it's tough, but you got to let these things go. Even though it's a painful process, it's better for you because if you don't, it's going to create a lot of depression, a lot of frustration, and a lot of anger. So sometimes it's good to let go no matter how hard it is. Let me go ahead and move on to the next question here. Number 4 says, what should we do when life does not turn out the way we plan?
Mm, mm, mm.
I'm gonna say this, but I don't know how many people gonna agree with me. Because I'm from a spiritual background, I understand that ain't none of this my plan.
Okay.
Ain't none of this for me. So let me understand what the real plan is, and let me be a player in the plan. I'm not checkers, I'm chess. I need to understand how I move on this board.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And and so, hey, look, and I can say this for me. I didn't ask for cancer. I sure in the hell didn't ask for a kidney to die on me in my body.
Yes, sir.
But I understand that I'm a spokesperson for more people who look like me going through the exact same thing.
Mm.
But I can't talk about what I don't know about. So I thank the Most High for putting me where He put me so I can speak to that level and reach them hard headed brothers who look like me, who I love very much,
Yes,
so
sir.
we can get this together because I'm here with you.
Yes, sir.
I'm in dialysis 3 times a week. I get tired and I get sick, and don't nobody want to play with you, and everybody think that they can catch what you got, or
Mm.
they think they want to handle it for you. I love Ja because Ja allowed me to work on certain things with him, and he don't let me get off with the I'm just not feeling that good. Now, when it's evident, he takes charge and he watches over me like my brother should.
Yes, sir.
But ain't nobody placating and ain't nobody pancaking nobody. We all in here to do a service, and we do that service and we move on together. And I ain't never told you that, but I want to let you know I respect it. That's why you can have me for anything, Doc, because we all are held accordingly. So your question is, what do we do when life turns out not the way we plan? Figure out what the plan is.
And don't do nothing drastic. This is not to you, just to people in general. But like you said, sometimes we don't see this cancer, kidney disease, all kind of things. It can happen to me in 15 to 20 years. And the thing is, we're so used to our daily life, what we do, go to work, come home. And when these things happen to us, brother, and I'm not poking fun or making fun of people, but sometimes when these things happen, it makes us commit suicide, want to jump off of a bridge. But when we had our life going peacefully, we weren't talking like that. So it's important to, like you stand strong. You didn't do anything stupid. And I know you have your days where you feel down and you don't want to do nothing, but that's good. And I see the fire in you, because it's easy to throw in the towel and go get a gun and do something to yourself. But I'm glad you saying, I'm still going to fight this thing out. Even though this was unexpected, I'm still going to fight this thing out. And that's what we appreciate your strength, brother. Brother Ray.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother. I was just going to say, I keep seeing the word guru, and I'm so honored because you kind of answered the question for what my purpose is. When you overstand your purpose, all the names that I've been given, back in the day when you was a rapper, you created your name.
Right.
I was 8 Ball before 8 Ball was 8 Ball, Doc, because I was this big black with the 8, baby. I had to have that number. I was Storm. I was all of that as an MC. But then a brother took me under his wing and he labeled me the Urban Griot.
Yes, sir.
He said, because you so hood and you talk so much, I'm glad you combined what you talking about with your hoodism. I couldn't even be the gangbanger I wanted to be because all of them labeled me the preacher of the group. We about to go do dirt, but somebody got to pray. See, y'all don't know the struggle. You just see the TV.
Yes, sir.
And the TV ain't told you the truth.
Yes,
they didn't told you that when we were gangbanging, you had to have a 3.0 grade point average. Or you couldn't be a part of it because we didn't even want you here. We wanted you to be able who you are and represent wherever we were in the world. We needed lawyers. We needed doctors. We needed people to take care of us. And that's how we infiltrated. But we were gifted with these titles.
Yeah.
And now this whole guru it tears my eye because then that means I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well said. Let me jump back in the comments. Ray says, you let go when it depreciates the value of your life. Absolutely. When you see this thing is tearing you down mentally, psychologically, or even emotionally, you got to let this thing go. That was well said. He comes back in and says, maximize what life has become to elevate life to a higher level. And then Sister Barbara fires in here. She says, speak, Griot. She's hype, so we appreciate that. Let me go ahead and jump into the next question here. It says, how can we learn from our past without being trapped by it?
Learn when to be emotional and not be emotional. I can say all my people work from sun up to sundown, and all my people were disrespected this way, that way, and the other, but it's my perception. I look at what they went through to get me here, and what do I add to them so it's not for naught. I don't get lost back there, but it fuels me to push forward. Because they say we stepping on shoulders of other folk. But you can't just step on my shoulder and just dance right there. There's got to be movement. There's got to be progression. So how can I learn from my past? First of all, let's make sure we're learning the right thing.
Yes, sir.
Let's make sure we have the overstanding of what we're learning. And always go into it with, how do I make it better? Because again, that's our problem. We can tell you about the problem all day long, but we don't have a solution for you.
Yes, sir.
I only want to talk to people who got the solution. I know we were enslaved back then, but that ain't where my beginning and that's not my ending. So what do we do to get better? You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't going to even say that. I'll leave that for another time. The Lord, oh, jeez. It's hard when you want to talk and you got a whole lot of ancestors in your head trying to say this, that, and the third at the same time. But that would drive a regular person crazy. That's why one of the best lines on the planet, it came out of a hip hop song, is that I'm half man and I'm half amazing. Can you dig it?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
half man, so I'm emotional and I'm gonna learn what I need to learn, but I'm half amazing. That means I'm also God, you know. My brother say, learn life while stride to know better. You got to, and you got to be hungry. What do you want? What do you want? Fill my plate. Fill my plate. Teach me so I can do better.
Yes,
Mm.
sir.
You know, that's why I hang around Ja. I always learn a little bit of this and a little bit of that because I can take that and
Well,
add it to my situation.
don't hype me up, brother Mondrea. Because it's kind of something. Look at it now. Don't
No,
tell me
no,
that you
because
supposed to be
no, you
fed.
know, because what I'm hearing, and I'm telling you, I'm like a little kid in school. That's how people should be, man. When you have a guru or griot, you gotta shut your mouth and let the griot guru teach. You can't always run your fat mouth. Let him do his thing because this is how you learn. And I know one thing, and I'm gonna shut up after this, but I'm feeling this, brother, because I realize that it's tough when we suffer because we put all of our marbles in some same basket. We love people and things so much, and when it gets taken from us, we suffer because we don't know how to develop that peace, that inner peace. So I'm sitting back as a student today, regardless of what I know. I'm at the feet of a great man, and I
Yes.
understand when I'm around greatness, I know how to get mine.
Yeah, and I'm a young person too, and soaking up all this wisdom and knowledge. And this brother's actually teaching us. He's telling us about his life experiences. You know, it's easy to sit back when everything is going good. You got money
Teach,
in the
chef,
bank. You got
cook,
all
chef,
this
cook.
stuff going. But brother, you going through a lot, and I can't tell if I didn't know you. I would think everything with you is on the up and up. So that shows how much growth you have and how positive you are. Number six.
Y'all cooking tonight.
Number six says, after everything life has taught you, what is one truth you wish you had understood when you were 20 years
Oh,
old?
let me sit up. Let me sit up on this, y'all. Let me sit up on this one.
Okay.
Let me sit up on this one.
Okay, I'm gonna not be the urban griot.
Okay.
I don't want to be him.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer this as Mondrea.
Okay.
If I would have known how real the Most High was at 20, I would have moved a whole lot different now.
Mm.
I talk about young melanated men who are confused because that's where I came from.
Yes, sir.
I know that, and I didn't respect elders because that's where I came from. And even in the midst of that, now that I'm at this age and going through what I'm going through, and I know that the Most High is real, name him what you want. I refuse to get into a name game. I just know, but that there's an essence that has been watching over me. I should have been stabbed and murdered at 2 years old, Doc.
God.
All this time is precious added time for me because my aunt who was babysitting me was murdered by her heroin boyfriend in Chicago. He kicked the door in and stabbed her 17 times. And it took the lady next door to watch because he took the knife and came over to the crib while I was at screaming. And she said it looked like something shook him and he left.
Mm.
I didn't pay attention then how the Most High has always wrapped me. He always wanted something else for me. I didn't know that it was going to be this down the line. But if I knew one thing then that takes me now is that the Most High is so real. And all he wants is his family back. Now that's my job to help bring the family back. We supposed to take our harvest, our corn, and raise this corn correctly. Our children were considered corn, those little ears of corn. Our job is to raise them roots strong, and we're not doing it now. That's why we having all these droughts now, because we don't know how to farm anymore. We got to get back to creating a harvest. And I told you I'm metaphoric because I need to say it in ways I'm hoping somebody else get it besides me. Because this ain't about me. I'm already here. But I need to have my brother. That's why I always harass my young brother right here. Because I love the way he's following in the footsteps and telling these stories and being incredible. Because I know that somebody in his age bracket thinks like us and is disseminating the information, and so somebody's getting it. We just got to make sure we plant our rows correctly so when they start growing, we have more wealth in what's growing and we put out. the Liberation Center and the Academy. Y'all are raising seeds right now that these young ladies will never be touched by regular world because they know when them young ladies talk about the warriors, the Panthers, and they talk about those people who struck a blow for our movement, our human movement. You can't get no better than that. Yeah. I'm gonna be quiet right there.
Oh, you good? You good, bro? You good? We soaking up all this game and wisdom. Sister Barbara fires in here. She says, "Understand who I am and my purpose before becoming a teen parent." That's absolutely correct. She's saying that before she became a teen parent, she understood her purpose. She searched it out,
Yes.
followed it, and she stayed with it. Well said, sister. Brother Ray fires in here and says, "If I would have known how capable I am, that I didn't know at 20 years old." Absolutely, and it takes time to go by for you to understand these things, because in the moment you don't see it, but as time goes by you look back on it and say, I wish I would have known now back then, so that way I could have became a better person. And then Sister Barbara fires in here one more time. She says, shout out to the Liberation Academy. That's this brother's school right here. We absolutely appreciate that comment. As we go ahead and move on to the next question here, number 7 says, what is the difference between simply getting older and actually becoming wiser?
You know what? Understanding that old and wise are not, it's not by the numbers. It ain't never been by the numbers.
Cook, brother, cook.
I know some wise 18-year-olds. I know some wise 5 years old. I didn't realize the wisdom that was cooking in me at 2 when I was able to survive. So it's not the getting older. That just means you got white hair on your face. There you go. But I could be the oldest fool on the planet. And I saw some of them old fools on that social media thing I was talking about while y'all fighting over each other and calling each other out your names, and you not understanding that you are God in the building. You half man and you half amazing, but you are whole God. You are here. But again, that just comes with the true wisdom, and you got to seek that wisdom. You got to gain that knowledge. Yeah. But that doesn't, it doesn't negate the age range. Don't get caught up in the age.
Yes,
we got to respect all of that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And I want to ask you that sometimes you hear these people who say as they get older, they not gonna never change. I want to ask you, brother, when you hear stuff like that, what's your take when a guy that's 60 or a lady that's 70 says she ain't gonna never change? What's your take on that? Why do they respond?
That you missed the boat. You missed the boat. We've all been about change. This world is about change.
Yes, sir.
Remember, some people still want to call us 3/4 of a person, and we know that ain't right. I'm a whole man by myself. I ain't gonna never change. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Why not?
Sir.
I'm so intelligent, I can receive everything at any time, at any given day. So I can learn. The brothers, when they were locked down, you would hear this, you would hear the battle call for the Panthers in the jail. You would hear Uhuru. And the answer to Uhuru in the jail cell was Sasa. Uhuru, we want change. Complete change. Sasa means right now. So these melanated men who are locked down are screaming change in the belly of the beast.
Yes, sir.
Look at you out here free screaming you won't change. Why? Do you get a medal for that?
No, sir.
And if you're a little slow and not intelligent, man, maybe you want to change. Maybe you want to feed a little bit more and put it in your repertoire. We all can be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when the job is over, and we're going to just keep it a hundo. When the whole job is over, the Most High calling you home, and then you ain't got no time to change. You ain't got nothing else to worry about. Your job is done. So as long as I'm here, there's a time for change. There's a quality of change. Change ain't got to be bad, but just be able to accept what happens next. If we didn't change, some of you country folks would still be using the bathroom in your living room in a bucket
Brother Ray fires in here. He says, "True knowledge transforms you on action and thought." That's
and
absolutely right.
thought. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna need brother Ray over there.
Mhm.
Um, he, the comedians who would they were being the voice of Obama because they were saying exactly. Brother Ray, he killing everything I said. I was like, I like it that way too. I need to write that down and keep that because
Yes,
I
sir.
respect that from the elder.
Yes,
So
sir.
I need him to keep on because you make me sound good, bro.
He's one of our loyal listeners. He's always following us. We appreciate him every week. He chimes in. But we're going to go ahead and go to number 8 here. It says, "How do we know when we are thinking for ourselves instead of following the crowd?"
Mm. Ooh, I've been waiting to use this a whole lot. Uh, the pastor that I learned from down here says you follow the cloud, you don't follow the crowd. Because when the Most High asks you to go left and the crowd is going right, and they denigrate you for going, the way you're going, but you were instructed to go that way, are you strong enough to stand on your own without them crowd of folk?
Sir.
Mm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you? And I just remember that line from 16 years ago when he said it to me for the first time. He said, brother, we all end up on a merry-go-round. The problem is we don't know when to get off.
Mm.
So we on the merry-go-round and we steady going in circles. We paid all this money just to go in circles. When do you get off?
Right.
When do you get off? And that's when he told me, he said, because we follow the cloud. We
Mm.
don't follow the crowd. Crowd ain't destined to get you where you need to be. Gotta
Yeah.
think about where this crowd is taking you. It's like friends who tell you, you the one, it's your turn. You go run in the store and steal the beer.
Mm.
And when
Exactly.
you get caught, they all dissipate. They all look, they go into the sky like water. They all evaporate. They and don't nobody put no money in your commissary.
Oh no.
Following the crowd.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ain't nobody coming to the court every day. I got a nephew locked up right now in Chicago. And I told him, please listen to your big uncle. Now he calls me every day
Mm.
because you locked down. And now you need to hear the word that if you would have stayed with the cloud, you wouldn't be in your situation in the belly of the beast.
And see, not just your nephew, but just people in general, brother. I've said this before in this broadcast. I don't think a lot of people have the wisdom and the knowledge to stand on their own without having, 5 or 6 people behind them. It's like they in their heart know what's true, but if 8, 9, 10, or 12 people not with them, they're not going to do it. Or in fact, whatever they say, they may oppose your own belief, but it's like people are afraid to stand on their own feet. They got to have somebody riding with them, which that's okay every now and then. But it's like as a man or woman, you can't think for yourself. You got to have somebody with you that's
Mm.
telling you
Mm.
what's
Mm.
going on. It's just sad when you have a society like that, and especially in my age range, you see it every day. And brother Ray, he says, when the crowd becomes unnecessary in your accomplishments and abilities. Yep, it's true. Okay, here we're gonna go ahead and go to number 9. It says, "What should a person do when fear is keeping them from moving forward?"
Mm.
Okay, woo, all these questions messing. I'm gonna have to say something in a minute.
Okay.
But to understand who I am in this situation, that's the one thing I can't live on. Now, one thing my grandmama and all of them taught me that we are not a people of fear.
Yeah.
We are not. We just are not a people of fear. I can't move in fear. I can't do it because to me that's like the enemy finding a crack in my foundation. And now that you done found that, you know how water finds a way to get in your roof? and it'll just sit till it gets too heavy, and then the whole damn roof sink in. I can't live in fear like that.
Yeah.
I can't, and it's hard because this world is scary. It's hard because, but look at it this way. You know what I'm going through, bro.
Yeah.
If I lived in fear, another man would succumb to that, and then I lose because of the situation. But then I have to remember that my people come from dire situations and have set levels above everything. So when people talk to me, I can't live there. I refuse to live there because then that makes I feel fear is close to weak for me. I'm cautious, but cautious is not fear. Fear can handcuff me into movements I really didn't want to make. And so I just have to know for me, and that's a lesson that you continuously, this is like an alcoholic, and they got to continuously tell themselves every day, not a drink, not a drink. Every day. I have to say that every day. I cannot live in fear. Does not dwell with me. I cannot. Because when Chairman said in front of all those people, I'm going to live for the people, I'm going to die for the people, but it's for the people. He said that next to a girlfriend he just had, and she got to listen to her man talking about that. He about to give his life for the people. Because it's not about you. It's not about the individual you. It's for us to move forward. I promise you, I'm only on here tonight because you know how I am. And I just really feel that our young folks are going nuts. Our older folks are they're becoming more inconsistent. And now I'm starting to see my elders on some me, and not know us. Brother Jahid had said, when was the last time that we all have gone to an elder folks home and just read a book and told the story? Well, I'm happy to tell you, Jahid, I was there yesterday.
Okay.
Right across the street from my dialysis center is a elder folks home, and I just went in there, bruh, because I had to hear what you were saying in the back of my head about when do we touch down.
Mm-hmm.
And there were no lights, no flashing, no none of that. One mate hanging out with a group of folks. And you better believe I learned more from them. That was the best school I could have went to. Going back to the hall, what I call the Hall of Justice or the original library. Our books are just on two legs. And
That's
I'm sorry, there you go.
Oh no, you good. I was just gonna say that's just being humble, because a lot of us we get so caught up in our own lives, we don't have time for other people, especially like you said, the elderly. And for you to go back and say, I'm not ashamed, or I'm not too good, or I'm not too proud to go back and visit these people and see what they're on. That's a testament, brother, and myself included. I need to do better at that. But that's a good accomplishment that you did yesterday. Ray
And it
Fires.
was all brought on by the brother because I didn't try to overtalk him when he was talking to me about it, which we go wrong, brothers, and this is where we're going to go wrong. If you want to get a wife in your life, and Brother Jahid know this, sometimes it's better just not to even walk in with the conversation, just walk in with open ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me hear what you're saying, and then allow me to rock from that. But if I'm so waiting to say, ah, then I'm not really listening to what was be trying to put out. But I listened, and then it made so much sense to me, because this is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I believe when I left that building, the blessing was on me that night. It wasn't them. The me would have been like, oh, I went in, I did a good thing, but baby, they got a chance to do what they were meant to do, and that was impart information back into me. Brother Ray, I never liked the crowd. You ain't lying, bruh. The crowd will get you broke. They always got their hand out to put 5 on it.
He came in with one more comment. He said, study and research your fears. Yeah, we all got our fears, but we got to outgrow those fears. And I'll say this real quick. sometimes we could be in our own heads. We always thinking that someone is out to get us. We always think that everything is against us. And sometimes when you live in your own head like that, you'll never become better because you always got this mentality that something is out. In some cases there are, but I think a lot of us in the black community, we're in our heads way too much, and we got to get out, like you said, and do something about it.
And Chaz, you guys are really nailing this thing tonight because when you really think about it, we always talk about the enemy from without, and we understand the system, the white man, racism, and all of that, which is true. And we've always and going to always have to deal with that. But we don't like to talk about the enemy from within. We're going to have to do a broadcast on that because that's going to open up a whole lot of Pandora boxes in each of our lives because the enemy within is doing a lot of damage to us. So you got the enemy from without working us over, and the enemy from within is working us over. So this is why a lot of us, we have defeated lives. But man, like I said, I want to say this before we get off the broadcast. And again, I'm gonna go back into my little cave. But I want to say this, Chaz, maybe one day I'm asking you now in front of the public.
Okay.
I want to take a day off, and I want you, Brother Raymond, and the Urban Griot. I want y'all three to do a broadcast so I can sit back, man, and just eat popcorn and listen to all this good stuff because, man, this is beautiful what I'm hearing tonight. And I think that would be a great show because, Chaz, you hosting the hell out of this show tonight. So y'all going to do y'all thing, man. This is beautiful, man.
Oh yeah, well said. Like we said, once again, we appreciate you, brother, for coming on because you couldn't. I mean, you could have been doing something else. You could have been laying down or doing anything, but we really do appreciate you for
No,
coming on.
I'm holding. Hey, I'm holding him to his word. I remember when I first met him and we started collaborating. He told me, "Whenever you call me, bro," he said, "I'm gonna drop what I'm doing." And so far, he's been a man of his word. So he ain't like some of us who run that game but don't know how to play it. He's a man of his word. Every time I ask this brother, this good brother, to help me out or to assist, he's always available. And I know sometimes you can't be, but he makes himself available, and I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yeah, we know the brother personally. He's been in our plays. He's active in the plays. I mean, this brother is everywhere. So just because he's an elder, don't think he just sit back at home watching TV. He's out in the community. He's out there, bro. So don't let that get you fooled now.
I'm that ain't important. My word is my word. But I want to add something to what you said about the enemy. One of the things that I've learned is listen. Again, I'm a poet. I love semantics. I love words. But if I took the word enemy and if I said enemy long enough, I'm gonna get to the word inner me.
Mm,
And if I deal with the inner me, there is no room for the enemy.
mm,
I've taken storage. I've taken refuge into where I live. And see, again, I overstand. My brother say knowledge flushes out fear. It can't flush out of me because I can't follow it for
mm.
me. But that's for me.
Cook, brother.
Everybody is
Cook.
not like me. But
Yeah.
I get the folk who rock like, and there is no room because what we do on these front lines, there's no room for that. And you got to be cooked with your enemy. So there never is room for the enemy. And I would be honored to get on there with Brother Bray, my young bro. Whatever you say. Brother Jaheed, you do need a vacation.
We got to figure out you guys' schedule. We'll get, like we said, with Brother Ray. We'll figure out his schedule. Brother Mondrea, we'll get with you behind the scenes and figure out what days were good for you. And we definitely will, man. We don't have any timetable exactly, but we'll talk these things out and see what we can do. But I definitely will be honored to do a broadcast with you and Brother Ray. Um, Number 10 here says, what do you believe we owe the generations that come after us?
That's good. That's another good one right there.
Okay, I'm gonna say this real cryptic at first, but I'm gonna explain it.
Okay.
I owe them Jacob's ladder. Now they're like, what the heck does that mean? The hell is Jacob's ladder? I'm talking to them church folk now. That's that ladder that one side touches the heavens and the other side is the earth. And there is a track, a way, a traveled way of going back and forth.
Mm,
I need to show you these generations that come after us. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Just that's them folks who looking for me now because I'm here. Um, but we got to show them there's a way to do this, and there's a right way that this can be done. And I just want to give you the tools that were left by those who left them for me and what I added to it. I owe you that because I can't expect you to jump out here and just because that's what we were talking about. Look at these young folks who feel that they were left behind by the elders
Mm.
and now they're making their own way. And again, that pack mentality is real. Look at Chicago. They meeting in packs all day. They wolf packing on a regular.
Mm,
The Bud Milliken Parade was just last Saturday. 97 years in the game of back to school parading out of Chicago, of screaming about black excellence in Chicago. And in the midst of that, for the first time, the pack showed up.
mhm,
And something happened that has never happened. That they had to, in the middle of the Billiken Parade, shut it down.
mm,
Mm.
These stories are happening everywhere.
Yeah.
I talk about where I'm connected to, but these stories are not just the one area. I owe you everything because I expect you to leave everything for the ones who come behind you, if that makes
mm.
sense.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. Sister Sakina fires in here. She says, we owe the generations that come after us a sense of pride and valuable knowledge of self. It's absolutely true. We got to set a foundation for them so that way, as they're growing up, they see what we're doing. That way they can follow after it and have something good to do. You don't want them to see us being lazy and lethargic and not doing much. You showing off your t-shirt, bro?
That's what I owe them.
Okay.
That's what I owe. I am this history. Look at the fire. Don't look at the hair. Look at the fire. Look at the fight. I'm a gangster for this history. I'm gonna just keep it a hundo. I love it like that, but I had to understand it like that because I need to touch these other young folks who walking in that mindset like that.
Right.
I understand that the G don't mean gangster, but the G means most high. That means the most creative. That means ala du madre. That means all of those names you want to give it. But I know that essence. Got to give it to them because it's your right. You don't walk looking down when you're going into school no more. There's no disrespect. You're not an average nigga. You're not just poor and out here like that. That is not your birthright. Heart transplants came from folk who were melanated like you.
Mm.
Atari and all this tech came out of melanated people who look like you.
Mhm.
Anybody living in Texas who understand the power of a water gun, that came from melanated people that look like you. Damn, why do I have so many people fighting not to be me when it's really good to be like me?
Yeah. Ray
I'm
says,
sorry.
you
I
must
gotta be the one.
go ahead. Go. You good, bro? Go
I
ahead.
said
Go ahead.
I gotta be the one guest that hollers on your show. I'm so sorry.
No. We need that energy. We need the people to jump up and hear this at an alarming rate. We need that energy. We don't want guys that's coming on the podcast is lethargic and lazy. That's coming from you. So you welcome the shout and holler as much as you can. We appreciate that. Ray says you must become the tried and proven best ally you have ever had.
Mhm.
He also says we owe them respect, nurturing love, and protection. And then he also says we also owe them a system that is set up and designed to support and accommodate them.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. And I tell you one thing, and I have 4 beautiful children. Y'all know my youngest one. That's my go-getter. That's my twin. But the one thing I would not allow anyone to do as they came to my child was speak baby talk. I ain't disrespecting those who do. You want a gaga goo goo? I get you. Have all of that if that's what makes you you.
Right.
But I learned my daughter speaks now because she was always spoken to.
Mm.
That's my respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give you a hindrance that you got to get over later. You so good of saying gaga, and then instead of using these words that are in your vocabulary,
Right.
Mm.
I that's my respect level. I owe you that. But I tell you this, I'm a movie buff. I love the movie Fences. I love the conversation between father and son, and that conversation. He says, "Why do I take care of you?" He said, "Because you love me." He said, "Love you." That was not on. That was not that. Loving you was not a part of this. But my respect level for you, of who you are and who you come from, it's my job
Right.
to take care of you, to have a roof over your head, that you can add one and one and all of these things. This is what I was put here for. I help make you. This is my job. I don't do this because I. Come on now. Come on now. He said that man who work at the job don't pay me because he liked me. He paid me because I put in work.
Right.
And this is the reciprocity of my work. This is the harvest of my farming. That's what I owe you. I owe you a better path and even better than me. Because I know better, I got to do better. And if I don't, get rid of me off the planet now because I'm a waste of space and time.
All right, bro. This is the last question here. Time has flown by. I cannot believe that it's already basically time, but we
Oh my
appreciate you
goodness.
for having you on.
We need
Uh,
another hour. How much it costs? Let me see if I got a couple of quarters.
we go. Trust me, we're gonna get together. We're gonna have you back on as long as we figure out these schedules. You're more than welcome to come back on here. We love to have you back on whenever we find your schedule, a time that works for you. And we appreciate your energy and your wisdom today. And like we said, if this thing could keep going, we would keep running our miles. But we really, really appreciate you for being a man of your word, actually showing up and actually giving this all you got. Because I can tell you giving it all you got. This is the last question here. It says number 11. At the end of a person's life, what do you
Mm.
believe will matter most and what will matter last?
Mm.
What's going to matter the least is the financial gain that you've gotten on this planet means nothing for the next part of this. You know what they say, you won, you can't take it with you. You done spent all this time getting millions and billions of dollars, and all that's gonna do is just make sure the family is secure. I ain't mad at it now. I wouldn't mind having it like that, but it's not the most important thing. It's the life and the examples that I have put, the earmarks of what I do, every poem that I recite that changed somebody's life, every brother that I help get from one level to the next, all of those things that shows my humanity to this planet, but it's also the young people talk about a vibe. It shows you the frequency that I've been able to connect frequencies and share frequencies and sound with people. And those things cannot be destroyed. Like the energy inside of me when I transform from this flesh, I'm still energy. And I'm still the same molt and powerful energy that is moving to the next chapter of what happens to the urban grill.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, like we said, bro, we really really appreciate you for having. We're gonna get with you behind the scenes and talk. We're gonna. I promise you, as long as we live in, we're gonna have you back on this program with us. We appreciate your raw energy. We appreciate you coming on. Is there any final words that you have to say to the people, or is there anything else that you need to get off your chest?
We ain't got enough time for it, but I will say this. I've never really been I can't say it like that. I love Spike Lee. Spike Lee he's a different individual. I love him. But some of the messages are so powerful. And you said if I had the one message, especially what happened to me today, listening to all them melanated people hating each other, I just want to scream the word stop. Stop. Unlearn this foolishness and stop. There's too many of our sisters being left to the wolves because we're not the men that we're supposed to be anymore. We don't overstand anymore. We're so mad and we're so traumatized and we're so all these other things we want to use words for. But I'm gonna tell you, I am a true believer of the fact that maybe ADHD was around for a long time, but when I was suffering with ADHD, they ain't have no medicine or a label. My mama got into me and told me who I was and that I was from a people, a can-do people, and you need to get into that. Stop arguing with these folks who don't mean you no good. Only idiots can argue with another idiot because neither one of them idiots are listening to each other in the first place. We
Brother
are so
Raven.
much better. We are so much more incredible. And my this is my goal because I have, this is not a plug, but I do have my little business that's called the House of Harmony. And you know, we call it the House of Harmony, Harmon, my last name with a big E on the end, because the one thing that is missing in our family dynamic is the harmony. I need to learn how to talk to the queen, and the queen needs to learn how to talk to me. And we both, as a unit, need to talk to our young people, and they should have an area where they talk back to us. This is where we losing. And this is why there's so many homeless young people go on Frio just out there in them streets
Yeah.
because there's no cover. They don't have no cover. All I want to do now is be a cover. I got a goal to do one poetry set in a stadium
Mm.
because I just want these words of me and colleagues and comrades of mine to go across a plethora of venues at one time. I watched Michael the other night, and say what you want about him, his vitiligo, his being accused of touching kids. Say what you want, but if you look at the man and his gift, they made a statement in the movie. We only doing stadiums now. Ain't no more clubs. Ain't no more lower level nothing. We on higher levels, hitting higher vibrations. And that's all I want is to have a captive audience for however long someone is listening to plead my heart that it can be so much better. We can get so much back to that right way of living, that back way of bartering, that helping somebody if you don't have nothing today. I used to live on a block where everybody was getting their waters cut off. Everybody was catching hell. But if one person had running water, we can go fill up every other house. If one person got sugar, we could put sugar in there and make it a little sweeter. But we can take care of the neighborhood. I don't need nobody else sitting in somebody else's office trying to govern me because you don't know me. So how can you speak for me when you don't understand what I've gone through? But I know, and everybody who's listening to us, we know. I charge 5 people who are in the sound of my voice right now to go and bless somebody else with a story. If we do that more on a regular, Ja, don't your children read 20 minutes a day?
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure that we were still doing that, right? 20 minutes a day. You must read. You must read to me. I must read to you. Somebody got to read something. Let's get back to that.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back to what works. Even in our church, we're talking about going back to the future because of the word that we're not using, Sankofa. We got to go back to where the keys are so we can unlock the doors to the future. Does that make sense? I want to love on so many people so bad. It's so weird. I want to be the African Santa Claus. I don't know. Call it what you will. We want to be that thing that people pay attention to and love on and hold on to that.
Yes, sir.
And God bless anybody. And like I say everything I say tonight of how it affected me. And if that's not how it affected you, then find out how it affected you and then speak on it. So then you can come back and pass it to me. I don't know it all, but I'm willing to learn whatever's given, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir. You got any closing thoughts, brother? Ja, you've been pretty mellow tonight.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I'm just overjoyed right now, man. I'm full right now. But I do want to say this one thing, and I was thinking when I was hearing the brother speak, as well as brother Raymond and my great sister Sakina, what do we owe the generations that come after us? They all said the same thing, but I'm gonna use one word, and when I say it, it'll hit home. We owe the generations that come after us a legacy, a legacy. In other words, we have to leave them with something that we did, like our ancestors did us, that we can take and mold and make. But see, I'm going to talk about an oxymoron real quick. An oxymoron is in 2001, George Bush talked about no child being left behind. And I got that, what he was saying. So we took that and we ran with it because now we don't want to be left behind. But the African centered consciousness, we must not have that ideology because the oxymoron is we want to leave things behind, see? But a lot of us don't understand what we are, who we are, because back in the day, our ancestors, regardless of what they had, they left behind some things. Your grandmother, my grandfather, the griots, his great grandmother, his grandfather, those who came in contact with him, they left us some things behind. And that's what we're talking about now. All those things they left behind, the legacy, we're able to take advantage of it now. So how dare we as adults not want to leave anything behind?
Mm.
But I think when we get more involved into conceptual ideologies and basic principles, that's practical, not this lofty stuff that's out, pie in the sky. This, like the brother was talking tonight, I understood that. I go to many lectures and a lot of those words and things people say, I don't understand it. I understood this brother. And he's basically telling us all, we still got work to do.
Yes, sir.
And your work is never done. So I appreciate the good brother. And
Yes,
I
And can
sir.
I say,
appreciate
Brother
the
John,
sure.
real quick, I know because they're going to cut us off of here. But you and OBU have started a legacy that has sparked something inside of me that I had to come from Chicago all the way to here to get. And so my non-for-profit, which was the House of Harmony that I was talking about, baby, that's about to become the House of Harmony Institute. And we're gonna do and I'm telling you, and I say this, and I don't want my business partner to get mad at me, but I say this to you because I'm hungry. I want to envelop everything that has already been here. I'm not trying to create the wheel. I want to enhance the wheel. I want to put us in a wheelhouse of brick and mortar where you can come and teach your kids a trade, how to work on cars, how to work on HVAC, how to farm, how to grow, how to count, how to love, how to get along, how to speak Swahili and how to speak Spanish. And all of that is in our institute. And that is what, to me, what you said about legacy. Because I'm not going to be here to see it all the way through, but I got a 16-year-old, a 31-year-old, a 20 something year old. Well, she's 29 now, about to have a birthday on Sunday. I got children who are about to follow the legacy. And they run like they daddy run. They run like they mama run. And sometimes, if you can remember back to the movie Roots, when Kunta was running in the woods, I see that visual in my head. When I get tired, I see me running. I got to run. That's what I was built for. I'm supposed to run and continue the legacy. And without legacy, we here wasting time. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm be quiet for real. Be quiet now.
You good,
Chaz, it's
brother?
on you, man. It's on you,
It's,
Chaz.
it's,
It's on you, Chaz, to close us out about what we've heard tonight. And like I said, man, this has been a beautiful broadcast, and I'm really going to push the issue to get Brother Ray and my brother here to do a broadcast and let you host it, man. And I just want to sit back and just
yep.
bask in knowledge and wisdom and insight and pragmatism and just practical truth that I can just be able to touch and do as opposed to just think about. So I appreciate tonight's broadcast, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I don't have much to say, but this is basically, we do this broadcast every week, but this was a specific broadcast for this brother right here, Brother Mondrea. We actually have him on. He gave his life story. the stuff that he's fighting against on a daily basis, this isn't something where you could take as a pill and you can get this cancer away. This thing is on him every day. He's fighting his kidney, all these things that he's going through, and he's fighting every tooth and nail to stay sane in this insane world. So basically, this isn't about us. This is about this brother right here, giving his story, giving his wisdom, and actually instilling in the youth and the elders all the information that he's gathered. And once again, we're going to have him on in the future. We don't know when. We're going to talk about it. But once again, I'm not ending this broadcast with me and this brother here. This broadcast is basically about this brother right here, the great griot, Brother Mondrea. And once again, brother, thank you for coming on. And we will have you on again in the future.
I thank you all. Thank you for entertaining an elder for a second. Thank you for allowing me to get on your vehicle and speak truth to power, because we don't do that enough. We spend more time arguing. And now I'm getting sensitive because now we're getting to the end. But it's like, have you ever loved your people so much? Have you ever wanted so much for all of your people? And I don't just mean melanated folk, because truth be told, there's melanin in all of us. I love human beings, and I had to grow to that point. You know, I was just like black power and black this and that, and I understood those are just words.
Right.
But energy on energy is everything. And I love our energy flowing through all of these good people. I just want them to love us like we love us.
Absolutely. Okay, you guys, we're going to see you guys next week. And once again, thank you, Brother Mondrea, for coming on. And we will be happy to have you again, as always. Take care, everybody.
It's been a blessing. Peace and blessings. Ashe, Ashe. Hotep.
Hotep, big brother. Okay. What were you? Oh, I mean, no. It was a lot of sophistry. I'm on my way in there when this goes off, man. I'm on my way in there when this goes off.